take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned. In this moment, power's redefined. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor aligned. Together we shape this land divine. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor aligned. Together we shape this land divine. From hills to shores, every voice will soar. Decisions made will open the door to brighter days and skies that shine. Our future's ours, it's yours and mine. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. From hills to shores, every voice will soar. Decisions made will open the door to brighter days and skies that shine. Our future's ours, it's yours and mine. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. The ballot's here, the moment's near. Your voice is loud, it's crystal clear. Kiwi dreams and hopes collide. Choose the ones who'll stand with pride. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor aligned. Together we shape this land divine. The future's written in your hand. A chance to guide and take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned. In together we shape this land divine. It's in the ballot we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor aligned. Together we shape this land divine. The future in your hand, a chance to guide and take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned. In this moment, power's redefined. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor aligned. Together we shape this land divine. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor aligned. Together we shape this land divine. From hills to shores, every voice will soar. Decisions made will open the door to brighter days and skies that shine. Our future's ours, it's yours and mine. It's in the ballot. From hills to shores, every voice will soar. Decisions made will open the door to brighter days and skies that shine. Our future's ours, it's yours and mine. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. The ballot's here, the moment's near. Your voice is loud, it's crystal clear. Kiwi dreams and hopes collide. Choose the ones who'll stand with pride. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. The future's written in your hand. A chance to guide and take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned. In together we shape this land divine. It's in the ballot we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. There's a Trojan in your hand, a chance to guide and take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned. In this moment, powers redefined. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. From hills to shores, every voice will soar. Decisions made will open the door to brighter days and skies that shine. Our future's ours, it's yours and mine. It's in the ballot. From hills to shores, every voice will soar. Decisions made will open the door to brighter days and skies that shine. Our future's ours, it's yours and mine. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. hands to guide and take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned. In this moment, power's redefined. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. From hills to shores, every voice will soar. Decisions made will open the door to brighter days and skies that shine. Our future's ours, it's yours and mine. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. From hills to shores, every voice will soar. Decisions made will open the door to brighter days and skies that shine. Our future's ours, it's yours and mine. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot.
Right, okay. Kia ora tō tātou e tēnei pō, ko Linda McGregor Takuingoa. Thank you so much. We are absolutely apologise for the technology problems that we had today. We are in Khandallah Hall, is that where we are, in Wellington, and we are here with our fantastic candidate for the Western Suburbs, Onslow-Western Suburbs. Okay, so the format, if you don't know about it's in the ballot, is that we have a whole lot of questions that the candidate doesn't know what we're going to ask, but they do know the questions. It's 20 minutes past 4, as I've been told, and we are delayed. I am terribly sorry about that, so we can get on with the game. Right. Okay. And do we have anybody who wants to ask any questions? Okay. Right. Let's start. You can start with your question. Okay, and we just go ahead with that question. Question about the Golden Mile, please go ahead.
So I support the Golden Mile in principle, but I do think that we need to. So I'm not on council yet, so I'm hoping when we get a group of councillors on council that are supportive of the Golden Mile, it will begin to happen. And it has actually started. They are starting down Cambridge Terrace, and Courtney Place is the stage one of the project, I believe. So the most important thing with the Golden Mile is to coordinate with businesses and residents to make sure that it doesn't negatively impact them, and we'll work closely with them and perhaps bring some supportive activities around to let people, for example, when your road is being dug up in front of your shop, we'll make sure that it's easy to get to. We let people know, we give advertising to that business, for example, by the council. So we need to look after the businesses and the residents. I do think it will make a difference, but my issue is that we do it carefully and prioritise the most important things. So the most important thing in Courtney Place, for example, is pedestrian safety. There's a lot of people concerned about some aggressive residents there, and our homeless friends need a hub where they can be looked after, and instead of on the streets, for example. So there are a number of things we can do about that. There is Māori wardens, there's police on the beat. There are various things that we can do quite quickly and easily for safety. There's obviously CCTV in the city, and we need to make use of that, but also making sure that there are clear sight lines down the street, that it's an attractive place to go, so that it's actually welcoming, and more people there means it'll be safer by nature. But we also need to ensure that we do it carefully and slowly as the budget allows, and prioritise the most important elements of it, which, like I say, is firstly safety and a bit of beautification, which helps people treat an area with more respect when it's looking like a good area to start with. So I think there are lots of things we can do that will bring life to the central city. And the Golden Mile is part of that plan, but we do have to be cautious about the way we implement it. That's the first stage. Yeah, that's the first stage. So there's slightly different things are needed in Willis and Lambton Quay, obviously, not quite so unsafe in those areas.
Has that helped towards answering your question? Sorry, I didn't hear. Somewhat, okay.
No perfect bullet. Yeah. Absolutely. I think culture change is essential on the council. I think everybody wants that to change. I feel strongly about that. I think people need to treat each other respectfully. They need to bring their skills and experience to the table to share, solve solutions, find solutions to our problems in Wellington. And what I said in the beginning about uniting people around a vision, I think that's very powerful when everybody's on board with it, that they want to progress it. And if we can make that happen, I think that's important. I think that Andrew Little's leadership is firm, clear and values-based, and I think that'll make a great difference, that there will be no tolerance for poor behaviour on council under his leadership and mine.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much, and thank you for your question. I really appreciate that. And again, my apologies that we started late. Right, so we're going to get on with the game of politics. So what we're going to do, Joy, we're going to ask you, because you have the full platform this afternoon, and I really want you to be able to be free and to be able to talk about your policies, what you're going to do when you're elected into government, right? Local government. Okay, so would you like to pick a number?
Yes, let's start with D, the most pressing problem we have.
Actually, you pick, what you do, darling,
Oh,
is you
okay.
pick a number, and
Oh, a
it
number.
might be D in there.
1 to 28.
Or it might not.
Oh, okay. All right. 30.
Lucky 13. All right. All right. Why? Auckland Council has recently shifted to taking away recycling bins of people who mix in general waste with their recycling. Should Wellington City Council consider removing recycling bins for doing the same thing?
No, absolutely not. Recycling is an essential part of keeping our city clean and reducing our emissions, actually. So we need to make it as simple as possible for people to do their recycling. There's no way that we're going to take away bins to punish people. It would simply punish the long-term future of the city to do that.
Is there any questions about the recycling question while we're actually here? Has anybody got any kind of thoughts about that? Do we know why Auckland City Council did that?
Sorry.
Darling, you're part of the crew.
I know I am. I have many questions, though. So, for example, when general waste is mixed in with the recycling, at the other end, what happens? They have to sort it out themselves.
They do have to sort it out. So there's a number of things. There's a mechanism which sorts it automatically, but you also have people over the top of that to pick out the things that aren't getting picked up. So there's an employment opportunity in having mixed recycling, and in amazing places like Kurabita in South America, they allow people to come and take the recycling and make things out of it and sell it if they want to. So you can actually provide green jobs by employing people to do that sorting.
I like that.
Great.
I like that, yeah.
Thank you, Joy. Just when you're answering, just look in there, look into my eye, that eye over there. So
Yeah.
we've got that, because we've got our millions of viewers at home.
Of
Okay,
course.
should we go with another number? Pick a number, any number, darling. 1 to 28?
Yep,
1 to 28.
1 to 28.
Oh, all right. Well, let's go with 28.
Lucky last.
Again, if you've got anything you want to add to this in there, please, we've got the floor. Yes, my love.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not up to speed with that. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. I know there are discussions. As a climate advisor, I'd be considering what emissions that added to our, yeah. Yeah, I don't like the idea, but let's see. I'll look at the detail for you. I don't know the details, sorry.
All right, next question. G for golf. Wellington ratepayers have had rate hikes imposed on them of well over 30% in 2 years. Given this, what level of annual rate hikes do you think ratepayers can sustain, if any, over the coming 3 years?
Yeah, this is a very difficult question, obviously. I think we need to work very hard to make sure that we have reasonable rates increases that are clearly explained to our residents. It is an issue of long-term financial governance. So nobody can tell you how much rates increases should be, because the issue is we've got to fix our pipes, we've got to sort out our sewage, we've got to sort out public transport. There are so many things that we need to do. To put a percentage of rates increase on something now would be dishonest. But what we can do is work out a long-term plan then with strong financial governance that works out how we can evenly spread the costs so that they don't build up like the water and the pipes costs have over time, because politically councillors want to get re-elected and they don't want to increase rates. Well, I'm telling you honestly, rates will increase, but we keep the rates down by managing the finances with a long-term sustainable plan and careful financial management. And I've been involved in getting budgets under control before as an executive member, and I will do it for the council as well.
Does anybody want to add there? Thank you.
Given the long-term plans they put out, 10-year long-term plan, have you read that? And have you looked at what the costing structures are going to see at the moment? And do you understand what the implications of this bike increase over long-term plan of 246%? Given that, that will make housing unaffordable to live in Wellington over that period of time, and what you can see the housing market to do, given that people won't
Well, that's a big question for the whole 10-year long-term plan. I think things can change over time. I do know that developers are interested in building in Wellington at the moment, and there is a housing shortage. So that kind of counters that issue quite significantly. So I'm interested in having a development office that works with developers and mediates between council and developers so that we can get things built and constructed in the city. Having more people living in the city means less rates for everybody because we redistribute it. So there are big things which having more people as residents assists us with. So I'm interested in building that development because it builds both the economy and the rates base. So if you have more people living, especially in central city apartments, the more people you get into the economy, the less everybody pays each. If it went perfectly, yes. I'm not saying it would. But yeah, I mean, these are the things you can do. It is, I mean, you tell me what else we can do. That is the one most important thing we can do is increase the number of people living in Wellington. That will help us pay our rates. Yes. Well, that's exactly the same thing. A stronger economy will help you get on top of the debt for sure. With the thing with the water, also the government has implemented a $500 million fund that we can use to, but again, it's borrowing off government to fix the water. But yeah, there are a number of things that impact it.
So currently, our rates are at 20% of local income servicing debt. Based on the current borrowing plan for long-term plan, that's going to be 46% of local income servicing debt. So if you're going to be borrowing more money and more money needed to service debt, then you're going to have less money to do the infrastructure, which means that the rates are going to increase 246%. I don't think currently in Orange Bay they're paying $24,000 a year in rates right now. So you times that by 246%, tell me how someone's going to afford to live.
Well, you're singing my song. This is exactly my issue. We need a strong financial governance and a plan that covers that time on how we're going to pay for everything. I think that's essential. Absolutely agree.
Can I chuck something in there? What about business rates?
Commercial rates?
Yeah, commercial business rates.
Yes.
So as a business owners, that because all the work that we've had within the city, a lot of businesses have been impacted. Few of the people that I know that are in business have had their business closed. They attribute a lot of that to the loss of jobs, also, you know, road working, lack of parking and things like that. Our business rates are huge. So what are we going to do about that? Are they going to stabilise? Will they go down realistically?
The only way you can make sure that they stabilise is by having strong financial governance and a sustainable financial plan for the long term. I absolutely agree with that. And I've talked on the doors with a lot of businesses, some who have closed restaurants in town because it was too difficult for them during, especially on top of COVID and the various other financial crises we've had. And one of the things that they wanted, and I was really interested to hear, was they wanted the Golden Mile implemented quickly because they want more people living in town and enjoying the CBD so that they can help keep the economy going and keep the businesses going at the same time. So there's all sorts of things that we can do around that. We can't pretend we can't cut rates, but we can try and keep them down by managing our finances sensibly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. I've got economics expertise, so I am good at what they call the economics of disasters. I've done it as part of climate change, but it is all about long-term management and investing sensibly and wisely. Yep.
But there's no bottom line. If you walk along there, there's 96 empty shops with every business person saying, we're going broke. Nobody's buying anything. And you watch them all closely down. So all this talk about golden mile, it's going to be, if you read various books, it's going to be manicures, hairdressers, and cafes. And that's all it's going to be in 10 years. But something doesn't happen.
Yeah, I think it's probably more solid than that. I think that getting more people living in town provides a strong economic base for businesses to survive. So I don't think it's just going to be manicures. It'll be hospitality, restaurants, food, clothing, shoes, all of the things that we normally go to town to buy. Yeah.
Is anyone here a current business owner that's paying business rates or working? Who's okay? I just asking. I'm a business owner. I own a business, and yeah, it's bleak.
It's tough.
The business rates, yeah, it is really bleak. Yeah. Pardon? No, not at all. No, not at all. So the rates that we pay, the business rates that we pay, go into something which is called BID, which is the business improvement districts, and they're about stimulating the business economy for us. Some do really well, some I'm not sure. Okay, sorry. Let's go on to another question. Thank you so much, by the way.
Okay.
That was a good discussion.
Let's try 21.
21. P for polo. Should some streets in Newtown or other heritage inner suburbs be put back into a character precinct? Example, Green Street, Newtown, one of the oldest and continuous intact streets.
Look, I love heritage, but I'm also aware we've got a housing crisis. The council has recently signed off the district plan, which made decisions about how many heritage precincts or character precincts that we have. We have a number across the city. I think that's great. I don't think we necessarily need any more. I do think, as you've heard from the previous discussions, the financial and economic issues mean that we need to deal more with the housing crisis at the moment. Heritage does have to be balanced with the needs of the city today and preserving the heritage of yesterday. And there are many ways to preserve heritage. You can make movies about things, you can put them in a book. It doesn't have to stay there all the time. So yes, I believe we should agree to the district plan as already agreed.
Is there any discussion around that? Is there any heritage parts of Khandallah?
I understand. Yeah, I understand that. And heritage listings in particular make life very difficult for people who want to make changes. I understand that. And a couple of Labour councils recently got some of the heritage issues changed so that we could, for example, we didn't have to keep the Gordon Wilson flats as they are. We can now actually refresh those and make new housing for people. It's been heartbreaking to see so many empty apartments in the centre of Wellington simply because of a heritage listing. So I understand what you're saying.
Right, let's go. What else have we got there?
Choose a number.
9.
9. O for Oreo. Should the City to Sea Bridge be saved? Yes or no?
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? The City to Sea Bridge is such a heritage in New Zealand, the history of it being a major central part of our waterfront development many years ago. If you remember all the different plans we went through for the Wellington waterfront, and now it's amazing. I understand there are a number of disputed issues around the safety of the bridge. I want to see different people's views on, is it safe or is it not? Does it really need major reconstruction? Does it not? In order to make another decision. But I understand we need to balance everything out with how much that would cost. So if it's too costly, that would be sad, but we may have to let it go. In the perfect world, I'd love it to stay.
Does anybody have an opinion about the City to Sea Bridge? Does it affect your life? Do you mind whether it comes or stays or goes?
I'm very ignorant. What is the City to Sea Bridge?
Oh, it's the bridge that connects the council to the waterfront.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They take it all, and then they took it to the stuff, and sold it for $5 as well. My daughter's got $10. What a waste of money. I bought a piece of honorary stone for a big stone or something. It cost $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's saving us money. That's what we pay for. It's our money that's being wasted.
Doesn't sound good.
And to take them, when they come on back, my daughter's got
Oh no, it's sad. Yeah, yeah, it's disappointing.
Okay.
Next
Thank
question.
you very much for that.
All right.
you.
What about 5?
5. A, B, Alpha Bravo. What's your biggest priority for the next term, and how do you intend on delivering on that?
We've got to fix the pipes. It has to be our biggest problem. Nobody wants sewage flowing down our streets and our streams and our rivers. It's got to stop. So we need to get our pipes fixed. It's a big, huge, long problem. It's going to take a very long time, but it needs strong governance and meticulous financial management. Everyone was a bit shocked in those inquiries. There's been 2 inquiries now into Wellington Water. I've done a bit of a research project on this, and hardly any of the recommendations from either inquiry had been implemented by the time they looked at it a 3rd time. So I'm horrified about the governance or the lack of governance over Wellington Water, and that definitely needs to be fixed. One thing I will say also is that we need to keep water publicly owned, and I don't want to see the local water done well as an excuse to sell off our water. I think we need to keep hold of it, we need to be accountable for it and sort it out.
Thank you. Next question.
Oh, yeah, we've got that. But while we were here, I'm just kind of making sure that the energy is staying in this room. Okay, so are there any questions that you think, I know that I'm just changing the format slightly, and that, but some of these questions are like the one in Newtown that's really relevant when I'm over in the Southern Ward, not particularly relevant here. There we go.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely essential. So it's keeping an eye on the big picture, but also I think I think one of the things that might have happened that went wrong with Wellington Water is that the board didn't want to get involved in management issues. But the thing about good governance is that when something goes wrong, you need to dig right down to the bottom to find out where it went wrong and how to fix it. So I think good governance is knowing when to dig into things, to fix them, and making sure that people are being accountable. You need to look at financial performance as well as the books, balancing the books, two different things. You need to make sure that the pipes are getting fixed. The leaks now are publicly reported, and I think that's made a difference to them getting fixed quickly. So looking at all of those mechanisms and levers that you can pull to fix the big problem that you're there to govern.
Isn't there a problem with governance around the council as well? The council turned around and said to the ratepayers, hey, you've got to pay more money for pipes. But we rely on the council to scrutinise it, and they don't do that job. And last year, only 650 metres of pipes were replaced.
That's right.
These huge rates increases year to year that prohibited, that making people struggle to stay in the city. No people are there. This is bizarre.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What's your concern, darling?
Oh, how do you improve the confidence of the council and the council staff and management?
Yeah. So I agree. We need change on the council. I think everybody wants change on the council to make sure that we've got people who know how to manage these things, who know a bit about good governance. So I think we have been let down, to be fair, especially on the Wellington Water. Wellington Water's been, shocking, quite shocking. Absolutely. We need to fix it. Yeah. I totally agree. Contractors are milking it for everything they can, and must have been a naive management at Wellington Water that let that happen. And they should be. I agree, absolutely, they should be. So in a similar circumstance, a board chair might be stood down, for example. There are all sorts of ways you can make them accountable, but also it's keeping a grip on what's happening. So are they getting fixed? Are our costs to get the pipes fixed the same as every other council now around the country? No, they're 3 times higher. They should have known that. So they weren't working with other experts to try to judge how they were doing, so perhaps not enough expertise, not enough checking with experts. So I'm used to working with academics is quite a good experience because they all check a number of different experts. You never rely on just one to find out have we done the right thing. You get a whole group of people to say, are we doing the right thing? You need the right people on the board. The board may be one of the major problems for Wellington Water in that state.
So the vibe I'm getting from the conversation that's happening around here, one of them is about accountability. So the difference between, in governance, the difference between responsibility and accountability. We're looking at the money. So when we're looking at budgets, how they spent, but everything seems to be going back to that narrative about who's accountable, right? So you've got councillors, you'll be sitting there in a governance position, but then there's also the management, so the machinery of council.
Yeah.
So how are you as a councillor hold the machinery of council, and those are the workers, the everyday workers, to account for what they do,
Absolutely.
So that's the kind of vibe. The other one is about rates and about the continuous increase in rates. Again, that's falling back to accountability. What are we signing off on? How is that being managed? So this is a kind of vibe that I'm getting around there. And non-delivery of projects. Golden Mile, non-delivery. We talk up a big game, but is it being delivered? So that's the kind of thing that I'm getting. Am I weak in the room, right?
Yes. Yep.
There's about no what's going on. The interesting to me and us what must be involved is in our properties by being able to watch.
Yes.
Decision making, see who decide what, get involved in consultation, and see how that works and how they report on it. But it still seems to be things we can do.
Yes.
So what things can we do more than that to make account transparent for those of us who are afraid of that, concerned about costs
Yeah.
and accountability?
Absolutely. So this is a big theme for the Labor team, and Andrew Little's leading a policy of accountability for the council, and so he wants to give the chief executive KPIs, and if chief executive doesn't achieve those KPIs, there will be consequences for that. Yeah, well, that's the tricky thing with Wellington Water, and I might talk about contracting out because that's another concern of mine. So transparency, we need to make sure that any ratepayer can come to any council meeting. I want them there. I come from Christchurch. They call it I don't come from Christchurch. I've worked in the Christchurch City Council, which they call the People's Republic of Christchurch, because anyone can come and question you at council. And I've been on the hot seat there as a staff member, being questioned about our plans on climate change preparation. So, yep, you need the council to be completely transparent. The only times in what we think is that council meetings have been closed to the public for too many times. We need them open unless there's a legal reason for them not to be open. So that might be commercially sensitive information or for a legal discussion of some sort. But all other council meetings need to be completely open, available on screen, on video, online. And and then transparency is an important part of holding people accountable, of course, because when you've got the information, you can then question it and see that things are happening as they should. I mentioned contracting out because I think that's a big waste of money. People are making money off us, clearly in Wellington Water. That's a big problem, contracting out. We need to bring our staff in-house. We need to have our own people doing it, and therefore those people are accountable directly to us. The spending is part of our budget. We get complete oversight of it. It's not hidden off in some company's database. So I think there are a lot of things we can do to increase transparency and accountability and fiscal responsibility or financial responsibility by bringing things in-house. At Christchurch, when I was there, they brought their parks management in-house because it was contracted out, made it a lot cheaper, got some great teams in the Christchurch Council, and saved a lot of money by bringing things in-house. So let's do that.
However, you don't even know what our assets are when you come to water or anything. We must have.
Yes, you should be able to access that in the long term. The long-term plan should have a register at the back, but you definitely should be able to find that. Yeah, or the financial performance statement.
How are we feeling? How are we feeling, team? We've got anything else that we want to add here? Joy, you're really in the hot seat, and I'm going to say you. And so, first of all, congratulations, because you really are in the hot seat, because there is no one here from council representing council. You've been asked a lot of questions around accountability. People, and I'm speaking from the vibe. People are disappointed. People are low-key pretty angry. And they want to see a change. Now, so you don't work in council, so you don't have the knowledge and the background knowledge to be able to back up. What I would really like to see, and I don't want to put you in any more of the hot seat that you're actually in, is I'm a very action-orientated person. So that would be like, what's your first 100 days?
Oh,
Yeah, that kind of thing. But instead of what's your first 100 days, and I'll tell you, you can come up with every little gap word and everything that you're going to do. We can circle back and we can see how that progresses, and we can bring everybody in and all that kind of stuff. But it's really down to procurement processes, accountability. How are we going to do that? And also knowing what you're actually walking into. So I'm there's a kind of thing, I know I'm a little pivoting a bit, but there's this about the energy that I want to keep in the room.
Yeah.
So what I might do, if you don't mind, team, is let's get probably about maybe 2 or 3 more questions, because you've already been 45 minutes, my love, and you've been chatting away. I really value the time and the effort that everybody has put in to actually be here. But I'm just thinking, I don't want to go with the first 100 days, because really, we'll leave that to Andrew. But I also want to know the real key questions as a voter. Local government is so important, because they're the ones that will screw with your day. This is the leaky pipes, the crap that's coming up from the road. This is about your rubbish collection and all of that stuff. It is such an important election. Are there any real key questions? Because what I would like you to do, Joy, thank you so much for being here, is actually take that back, because you are part of a Labour team.
Yes, yeah.
And actually we have captured these questions, and I think that we deserve to get some answers, and not just like the big fluffy kind of, oh, well, we'll cross that bridge. Well, the bridge is about to be demolished, mate, so I don't know. But I think what would be really good is let's capture some of these questions, and I'm looking around the floor here because somebody else is going to be capturing those questions, and let's take it back to your team. And I would actually really like to see that published, and saying, hey, look, these are the key things, because we're going to pick the same things up. We're going to go in every single show that we've got. And I don't want this to be something that you came to, you had a bit of a moan, and then you walked away, and now you're sitting there and thinking, they're not listening to me. Because you are really lucky this evening, because you actually have this whole platform to yourself. So let's have it. Has it got any really key questions that we've got? Because if not, I will pick some.
Oh, there's one from the online for you. It's about city council responsibility for social housing.
What is the...
So the question goes now, I think are city council responsible for social housing, which is going to you and
1920 houses.
I think you're the biggest social housing landlord in... Yeah,
It is
that's
one of the biggest,
Good one.
yeah.
10 points to you.
Yeah. So, what do I think about council housing?
Well, we're responsible. That's just what the question
Yeah,
says.
right.
And it might be a question of finding out that, but
Yeah.
you know, maybe
Can you just read that question out again, Sam? And let's get Joy to answer that question.
the question says, a city council responsible for social housing, question mark.
Okay, so the city council, yeah, are they? Well, yes, they are, because they have some. I think they might be asking a question about where does social housing best sit, which could be government or council. And on that, possibly with government, in my personal view. However, council has 1,920 social houses, and we have a responsibility to keep those upgraded, make them warm, safe and dry for the tenants. So we need to look after the 1,920 that we have. Now, I was working for Housing New Zealand back in 2007, and when the council wanted to sell off all of its council housing, and they talked to us about it, and we said, whoa, we haven't got 1,920 social houses sitting by waiting for your tenants to move into them. So we worked out a plan to give the council $220 million to upgrade their housing, because they said they needed to sell it because they couldn't afford to upgrade it. So we said, okay, we'll take that on board. And $220 million back in 2007 was pretty huge. And we thought that's a magnificent win. We're going to give the council $220 million to look after our social tenants. These are people who need council housing or Housing New Zealand housing. We didn't have the homes, so we wanted the council to keep the social housing, and I think that was the best option in the circumstances. The last thing we want is more people on the street, or people in unhappy boarding houses, etc. So I'm very firm on looking after those left well off on low incomes. I think we have a responsibility to look after each other in this community. So yes, I support the council maintaining social housing. I am horrified that it has taken till this year, just a few months ago, for the council to dedicate the money it was supposed to dedicate back in 2008 at that time to match what Housing New Zealand had given to council to look after social housing. Sadly, it has taken way too long, but there you go. At least it's done now, and we'll be looking after our low-income tenants. Let's cross that bridge when we come to it. I haven't seen a proposal of that nature, but it's possible.
Because if you go to this cafe, which I think we've all been to, it's the best thing that's happened to Wellington in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
Everybody there is happy and warm, there's somebody to sleep,
great.
it's so good.
It's so good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to make a plug for Orange Sky. I work with Orange Sky, so I meet the homeless every week and help them do their washing, and they can have a hot shower. So yeah.
Sorry, did you have your question answered, my dear? Or was it rhetorical? Hey, I'm going to have a little.
Should we do more social housing?
Yeah. We're going to
probably
have
do.
more people wanting social housing. Yeah.
Let's get the government to fund it. More social housing. Yeah, I think we should get the government to fund more social housing for sure. Yeah. Yeah, the council needs to look after what it's got, but yeah, central government should take responsibility. Yeah.
Right. And just a little plug for Orange Sky. Orange
Yes.
Sky is a charity that provides laundry and shower services for people that are doing it rough. And they're the ones that are really at the pokey end, the sharp end of the stick. I actually sit on the Orange Sky board.
Oh, hey, that's so good.
Yeah.
So they're wonderful.
So my,
They're really
so my
wonderful.
little plug for that, and they are a fantastic charity. Going back to
Yeah.
what you're saying about Wellington City Mission. So the Wellington City Mission they are greatly funded. They do actually get the lion's share of funding, grant funding. They are a really big charity. They do a fantastic job, but there's also other small charities that do exactly the same thing. So we've got DCM, Downtown City Ministry. We also have, and there's Salvation Army. There's so many different charities that are actually out there, and they really do a fantastic job. Anyway, that's enough of our plug. Right, questions. I'm going to take 2 more questions. Sorry, can you?
It's one of the box
Elaine,
questions.
No, Sam was agreeing with you, but I just didn't quite.
Yeah. Absolutely, I think we should keep the Māori wards. It's not a threat having tangata whenua on a council. It's an addition of extra great information, with tangata whenua having lived in this area for centuries, great knowledge of our land, of our water, of the environment, our ecosystems. Bringing that, plus the lovely cultural diversity that it does, into any meeting is a bonus. It's not a threat to anyone.
Can I just add to that? The Māori wards, so when you vote, to be able to vote in that, you're on the Māori roll. Okay, you aren't tangata whenua. So you could come from Tainui, you could come from Ngāpuhi. I am Te Atiawa. Yeah, I'm Te Atiawa, Ki Te Tonga. So that's actually quite a big difference.
Yep.
So you're there, and because I sit on the Māori ward, I actually vote for in that area. I have very clear reasons why I do that. But that's a really good question. Yep. Thank you so much. I'm going to take, is it 1 or 2 more questions? Are there any other questions that are sitting here? Because I've got one up my sleeve that I'm going to ask. Anyone? Anyone? Okay. Right. And I'm sorry that I'm pivoting, team, but okay. Do you think party politics at Wellington City Council should come before Wellington and its ratepayers? Yes or no? And why?
I find the question unbalanced, but here's the deal. So parties, a political party is just a group of people who agree on issues. It's a good thing. You know where I stand because I come from the Labour Party. That's a good thing. It's transparent. A lot of people standing as independents, you don't know where they come from their political viewpoint. You know where I stand. I come from a party that puts working people and those who need help first, before profit. People before profit. I think that's a good thing. So when we make policy, we talk to the public, we talk to academics, we talk to experts, and we talk to members. So we have a robust policy-making process. I'm not just coming here with my own ideas. I'm coming here with a wealth of experience and knowledge and research that backs the policies that I support. So I actually think that party politics isn't, and it's kind of like the party politics itself doesn't come into it. What comes into it is robust policy making that backs the candidates who stand for that party. I'm not putting my party first. I'm putting policies that the Labour Party supports first, which is those policies that support working people and people who need our help.
Thank you. Does anybody want to add to that? Has anybody got any comments about that? Would anybody like to ask one more question? Or do we think we can wrap this up? Anyone? I'm not going to ask any more questions. The reason why I thought we'd change the format for this afternoon is one of them because of the technical problems that we've actually had today and the delay that we had in starting. Also, it was about gauging the energy that's sitting in the room. These questions are fantastic if you've got a full panel, but we don't. And I just really want to thank you, Joy.
You're welcome.
If I was you, I would be levering every inch of this live stream that's coming through, and I would use it as part of your campaign. And I think you deserve to do that. You've had the floor tonight. To the other candidates who didn't come, I mean, that's a choice. But you know what? As I said in the beginning, unless you are in a major party and you're a high-profile candidate, or unless you've made a really big mistake, you have no media coverage. Nobody knows you, unfortunately, and you may be the nicest person in the world, but when it comes to voting in local government elections, because the voter turnout is so low, you go for the name that you know. And it's the person that has probably been in there a couple of times, and you've got to think about whether or not they are actually working for you as a ratepayer, for you as a resident of Wellington. So thank you very much. I'd like to thank everybody here for taking the time and the energy for coming in here. I really appreciate that. One more plug for money. We do have a Patreon site. This is a very expensive. Like I said, it's between $35,000 to about $42,000 to produce this whole thing. This is Sam's passion. Me personally, I think he's doing a bloody great job. Sometimes he's slightly nuts, but I have absolute respect for somebody who's taken an idea and has created something. And I'm just going to exit stage left myself.
Okay. I'm standing because I've got much to say. I'm standing because I have the governance and people skills to make a difference. Our councils can support our communities and businesses to grow. We all need that to happen. We want good jobs and good community facilities to support our communities and let us thrive. I'm also great at financial governance, and I'll ensure that your rates are used wisely. Thank you, and vote 1 for Joy Gribbin for a wonderful Western Wellington.